The first time I came across Fireball, I immediately thought of Nier. There were so many things that were like very similar to Nier that I thought, like robots, super far into the future, waging war against humanity, but also just like pondering on human things. Everyone has German names. Everything's written in German. Like it's to me that like screams Nier, but it is that and so much more and so much less because it's a show that has 4 seasons and each episode is at most 2.5 minutes, right? So it's like it's really like a gag anime. What is Fireball? Fireball is a Disney Channel, Japanese Disney Channel exclusive anime that's like fully CG and no cel shading or anything. Just like cool mech designs and just like kind of like low random humor. And that's most of the show. And then there's like little nuggets of like, whoa, this is cool. But mostly it is just being carried by like the excellent, amazing design. And I love it. I genuinely don't remember how I found out about Fireball, but as soon as I saw it, like, oh, this could be a really good YouTube video. And a really good YouTube video it will be now. So yeah, in a minute now, we're going to jump into like a season by season story recap. I don't think there's really a point to recap each episode because like at most it's 2.5 minutes and most of it is just like low random humor that is really funny and Japanese puns. So like by the time it takes me to explain it, you could have just seen it. So I'm just gonna deal with the overarching story and the vibes of the show. But before we jump into that, come on. Like and subscribe already. Jeez, do I have to spell it out? Please like and subscribe. Yeah. Okay. Government mandated e-begging is over. Let's jump into it. So season 1 of Fireball came out in 2008. And I actually will fully recap the first episode because every episode follows the exact same structure as the first episode. Right at the beginning of the episode, we see the timestamp in which year this episode is set. The first episode is set in the year 48,650 and the last episode is set in the year 48,794. And each episode is just like 8 to 20 years apart. But yeah, Drossel, the main character, she walks up to her servant robot, wrongly calls him Shish Kebab, and then he corrects her that his name is Gedaknis and not Shish Kebab. And she's just like, yeah, whatever. Anyways, she wants to look up pictures of dolphins. So Gedaknis hooks up to their database just to look at pictures of dolphins, and then a blackout occurs, and then Drossel's eyes just light up like flashlights, and she's like, what's this? And Gedaknis says, it's a function installed by your late father. But the problem is, it's so bright she can't see anything. That's the episode. In the credits, there is something interesting. The names of the characters are Gedaknis, aka Towery34, and Drossel, aka Juno14. So it's really interesting that in the credits, we see not only the robots' names, but their specific model. That's never referenced in the actual show, but in the credits, we always do know like what the specific model of the robot is, which is fascinating, I guess. But yeah, that's the format of the show. Every single episode, Drossel walks up to Gedaknis wanting something, calls him the wrong name, and then silly antics ensue. And honestly, in most of season 1, nothing really relevant happens in any of the episodes. Nothing relevant to like point out. It's just mostly really cool animation and silly antics. In episode 6, they do talk about human troops attacking and approaching Tempest Tower, which is the name of the manor that they're in. And then the next episode, Gedaknis says that Drossel's late father spent 20,000 years trying to end the human-machine war. So we know now that like that's a really long thing. Machines and humans are at war in this world. Most of the time it doesn't really impact the story. It's just a thing in the background. Okay, then at the very last episode, the jig is up. Human forces are within 50 kilometers of the manor and have total control. Gedaknis pulls out Drossel's late father's instructions for Operation Fireball. They don't really follow the instructions. Gedaknis just mentions like, oh yeah, we have instructions. Anyways, we do get a little lore drop that long ago the world was unified. Man and machine used to speak the same language and the desert was alive. We also find out that Drossel is the 19th lord of the Tempest domain of Uranus Kingdom. Okay? I don't really have a frame of reference for any of that she's like a fancy royal lady, but you could kind of already tell that by her behavior. Yeah, the episode ends with Drossel and Gedaknis walking out to face the humans. It's pretty open-ended. It's a cool ending with like, cool visuals and music at times. I will get like slightly deeper into what I think happened later in the video. And that was like the last episode of the first season, but there was one more like special making of Fireball episode. It's a goofy little sketch episode where they pretend that Fireball is like a real show and Drossel and Gedagnis are just actors playing those robots. It's literally animated like cut, and then Drossel just walks out and like sits at a little director chair and she talks about how difficult it was for her to get in the role because she's so like vastly different from Drossel. It's very goofy, but what I like the most is at the very end, it turns out that this isn't actually, you know, part of the canon. Drossel was just like role playing being an actress. It's all in universe and I really respect that. They didn't break the fourth wall too much. Okay, now on to season 2, Fireball Charming. It came out 3 years later in 2011 and immediately a ton of things are different. We get a first-hand look at the new model, the new Drossel robot model, and it's so cool. I love the swirls. It's so angular. Like the season 1 model is also incredible, but this one is just as incredible. Even Gedagnis has like a new model. Technically an old model because we also see the first episode is set in the year 48,234, which is before the first season. And that's the thing with Fireball. Every new season is set before the previous season. So the events of Fireball Charming take place between the years 48,234 and 48,426, and each episode is 16 years apart. While the first season had like, you know, just a random amount of years in between them, this specifically, every episode is set like 16 years after the previous episode. The first episode starts with Drossel retelling a dream she had about meeting a human to Gedagnis, and that's what prompts Gedagnis to teach Drossel about the intricacies of the human language. And that's pretty much it. And at the very end, a human-like machine appears, and he is a mainstay character of this season. We find this out in later episodes, but he's like a human puppet made to just train machines how to deal with humans, basically. Also, in the credits, Gedagnis is created as Tauri32, which is 2 previous models, and Drossel is created as Juno 13, 1 model below Juno 14. So yeah, pretty cool little attention to detail that they have. I really do appreciate that, and every season will have a different Drossel and Gedagnis model. So throughout season 2, a lot more stuff happens. Drossel's father is still her late father, aka he's dead. We find that out in episode 2. In episode 5, we learn about the puppet. In episode 8, we find that time travel is possible, but nothing really comes of that. And then the last 2 episodes are the real meat and potatoes, lore-wise. So in episode 12, Drossel demands that Gedagnis tells her how this world functions, and then he tells her that her late father, Sir Windstyle, has summarized their history and future course of actions they should take. He says one day the charming mankind will return and bring forth balance unto the world. And then as proof that charming mankind will return, he presents Drossel with evidence, the remnant of a vehicle used by mankind. And it's written on it charming. And then she just wipes it over and realizes it says warning, but someone like doodled over it. And then Gedagnis freaks out. End of episode. So the last episode starts with Gedagnis looking for Drossel and telling her that the world has begun to contract, that there's nothing that can be done, and that also, coincidentally, it's finally time for the ball. So throughout this whole season, every episode starts with him telling Drossel that the ball is about to start, and this is finally the ball, I guess. And then they do this weird ritual, and honestly, I'm just gonna play the last minute of the episode, because it's a lot of info that I don't really know what the fuck anything of it is.
これからお嬢様は少しだけ長い眠りにつかれます。目覚めた時、いくつかの思い出を失うこともあるでしょう。ですが、恐れることはありません。お嬢様がお嬢様である限り、お嬢様自身が世界の歴史なのですから。例えば、あなたの名前を忘れてしまうとか。この次はきっとうまくいくわ。確信しております。世界を独り占めしよう。さようでございますね。起こし方は分かっていて。アニメで拝見しました。かつて人類はお休み前に獣の数を数えたとか。では数えてちょうだい。いずれの獣にいたしましょう。ふむ。
And yeah, that's season 2. This also explains the running gag of season 1 where Drossel keeps calling Gedagnis the wrong name. I'll get into what I think this ending means later in the video. But yeah, for now, that's it. That's season 2 over. 6 years later, Fireball Humorous comes out in 2017. It's kind of crazy to me that this show kept on going for this fucking long. Fireball Humorous only has 3 episodes, while the previous 2 seasons had 13 episodes each. A little funny prank that they played on on me, and I guess everyone watching, is it only has 3 episodes, but episodes 1, 2, and 3 are titled 4, 7, and 11, respectively. That sent me down like a rabbit hole, like, wait, where's the other episodes? But there's no other episode. This is just like a goofy gag. But yeah, once again, new robot models for Gedachnis and Drossel, and this time they're completely different model names. Gedachnis is Bao 29, and Drossel is Castalia 9. And a huge confirmation, Drossel's father is still alive during the events of this season, because every episode starts with her looking for where father is, and then Gedachnis telling her like, oh, he's off doing some wacky things. We don't know the exact time of this season because this is the only season where we don't have little like year timestamps at the beginning of each episode. We are able to like vaguely place it in a timeline, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, in episode 1, nothing really happens. Drossel is just reading a book. Then in episode 2, massive lore drop. The Balkans are confirmed to exist in the Fireball universe. That's where father is doing some shit, so that's awesome. And then in the last episode, Dad appears. He's here. He's alive. He's here. And he looks fucking awesome, dude. I love his model. I do like that he's the same type of character and he has the same mannerisms as Drossel. But yeah, nothing really truly happens. It's just Drossel getting ready for a party, shenanigans ensue, and then Dad walks up and sits on his throne. The end. And in the credits, we'll learn that Drossel's dad's model is Kronos 5. That's season 3. Nothing really impactful happens, and it was just like a short 3-episode run. It's fun. It's nice. It's fun. The next Fireball media we get to consume is the 2019 audio drama. It was part of a 10th anniversary soundtrack, even though it came out 11 years after Fireball, but it was in January. So I think it was just bad timing, right? For the 10th anniversary of Fireball, they released Fireball Audio Homocylonics. It had 43 tracks, and it's like half the soundtrack plus some unreleased tracks and half audio drama. There's no official or unofficial translation of the audio drama, so it's just exclusively a Japanese story. But after reading the official synopsis, I realized like, I'm not missing out on much. So I'm just gonna read the synopsis here. Drossel, the daughter of the Flugel family, was looking for her father as usual. The person who appeared there was Gebaude, whose appearance was similar to that of the butler Gedachnis, but painted in red. Here, Drossel makes a small mistake. She calls an avocado a avogado. And due to that trivial event, extra haze was created in this world, and a parallel world was born. At this rate, the Tempest territory, where one of the Drossels live, will be exposed to danger due to the self-repairing function of this world. Therefore, Gebaude used the epoch-making legless chair Polaris, developed by Heights Regista, to time travel to the past and try to eliminate the extra haze that was born in this world. However, Gebaude and the time machine arrive at the future one after another instead of the past. Drossel's father, Sir Windstyle, will return in the future, a few thousand years in the distant future, and then several hundred years in the future, and Gedachnis. Will Gebaude be able to eliminate the extra elements that were born in this world and guide the stars to their correct positions, in the present or the past, or the future? A fantastic little adventure that transcends time and space begins. Yeah, honestly, this just sounds like a bunch of noise. Like a bunch of nonsense, and not the fun Fireball nonsense. So yeah, that's all I know about the audio drama. Womp womp. And then next, in the year 2020, 12 years after the original Fireball, we get Fireball Gebäude. So I guess the audio drama was kind of just like an ad for this next season. This season has 10 episodes. We get the return of the timestamps, so we know specifically the season is set between the years 39,298 and 39,426. So each episode of Gebäude starts with Gebäude trying to convince Lady Ariadne to go outside because the outside is so wonderful and peaceful that she's just gonna love it. But she's like a neat and a hikikomori and she just doesn't want to go outside. This isn't Drossel and this isn't Gedachnis. These are completely different robots and completely different models. Like in the credits it says Gebäude is Bao 28 and Ariadne is Castalia 9B, which is very interesting. I think specifically that model name and the audio drama synopsis kind of tells us that this is an alternate universe. It's not confirmed. It isn't mentioned anywhere else. So, you know, it's a possibility. But yeah, Ariadne is pretty much just Drossel. Like her behavior is the same. Her design is way lamer. Like a Star 9B model blows. I'm sorry, but it's true. Yeah, each episode just is the typical Fireball antics, but just with a Drossel stand-in and a Gedachnis stand-in, which is an interesting decision, I guess. But yeah, honestly, nothing crazy crazy happens for the entire show, but the last episode is really good. I still think Geboide is the worst fireball thing, but the ending really did bring it back a bit. So this is kind of like a two-part ending. During episode 9, it turns out that Ariadne is making like a little movie, like a documentary, and then she reveals that this story is about you, Geboide. And after she shows him the movie, Geboide finally convinces Ariadne to go outside with him. Just as they're about to go outside, she just disappears. That's the end of episode 9, and now I'm just gonna play the entire episode 10. I tried to like figure out how to recap this, but it's very nonsensical but also very beautiful that, you know, hopefully Disney will let me do this. So yeah, enjoy.
お嬢様、降るような星です。
オーロラの彼方へ。
ですが、すべて作り話でございます。
より正確にはこの風景も。
この世界、すべて私の空想でございました。
なんというネタバレ。
瓦礫の山で空想するうちに、いつしかこの部屋に留まりたいと。争うことのない、ただひたすらにユーモラスなこの世界に。
なるほど。
ですが、それはとても価値のないことです。
間違っているわ。スコンブダンプ、その空想とそれ以外とで何が違う。そう言ったじゃない。
いささか自信がなくなりました。
あなた自身が信じられなくとも僕を信じなさい。
二人とて、それもおよそ103秒後には消滅いたします。
致しかゆしも。
なんとなれば物語の始まりまで戻ることも。
出ただけね。
怖くて仕方ないのです。
怖いから勇敢になれるのよ。空想してみせて。
お嬢様、
虹の麓をヒッポカボポスの群れを空飛ぶクジラの歌声を。
お嬢様だけがそれを可能にするのです。
僕はエコー、あなたの空想の残響。この部屋に囚われていたのは僕ではないわ。
古の開拓者たちはこの来たるべき絶望に対抗する術、すなわち世界と対峙するためのテーブルマナーをこう呼んでおりました。面白ニクスプロトコル。
そぼろを食らうコロシアム。
おぼろのごとき存在です。制限時間いっぱい。
ようそろ
お嬢様とお出かけできなかったことだけが心残りでなりません。
ドアノブのついた引き戸は存在するものよ。
押してもダメなら引けと。
気を引きたいなら時には突き放しなさい。信じてないのか。
確信しております。
大丈夫よ、ゲボイデボイデ。歴史は繰り返すのではないわ。韻を踏むだけ。
お嬢様がいつか出会う未来の子供たちにこの星の輝きをお聞かせください。
約束するわ。父様、お父様はどこ？
お待たせいたしました、お嬢様。
あなた赤いわね。
私のこの姿ご記憶ございませんでしょうか。
Let's get about it. I feel like this is half a send-off to the entire show because this is the last fireball thing, and half a remake of audio homosilonics. I really do like the message of Geboide where it's like, yeah, it's okay to let go. This show was legit, it was dope, and it's over now. But I do wish it was more involved with Drossel and Gedakness, because at the end of Drossel, that's the only Drossel we see in the entire season. That's it. That's the recap. I think Fireball and Fireball Charming are the best of Fireball, but the entirety of Fireball is also very, very good. I'm a fan. And yeah, that's the story of Fireball for ya. Now that you know the story of Fireball, it's time for, I think, the most important segment of this video. Ranking all of the fits through all the different seasons of Drossel. And Ariadne, I think her name is, I keep forgetting. Technically it's not Drossel, but I'm still gonna, we're still gonna rank her. But yeah, I made a tier list from S to D tier. I thought about having F tier, but there are some stinkers here, I have to admit, but I don't think any of them are truly F tier. So, it's just 5 tiers. And even that might be too much, but anyways. We're just gonna do them like chronologically in order of appearance, right? So first up we have Fireball. The very first design is the default Juno 14 Drossel, and honestly it is so good. People keep mistaking Drossel for Hatsune Miku, and I see it because of, the blue eyes and also the twin tails. It's like Hatsune Miku if she was a robot, but like the design is just so good. Like, I love everything about it. It's really, really good. I love her, like, obviously the hair, the eyes, the robotic skirt. It's all really, really good, and like her movements are great. It's just a top tier design in general. So yeah, that's going in S tier for sure. Just how do they do this? Ah, Drossel, my beloved. I love it. It's so good. It's definitely going in S tier. Okay, next we have Jetpack Drossel. You know, when she puts on different hair that turns out to be like a jetpack model. It's really good. I really like it. It's not as good as the default, and I don't think the goal was to be as good as the default. I don't know. I think. Hold on. I gotta compare and contrast to the other fits. I'm teetering between A and B tier. Like, ideally it would be in between, but that's cheating. We're not doing that. I think it has to be B tier because it's a funny gag. It's a cool idea, but it's a bit too clunky. McClunky. Okay, next up we have the Pumpkinhead Halloween episode, Drossel. I say Halloween episode because that's the vibe I was getting from that episode. I mean, Pumpkinhead and everything, but I think it premiered in like June or July or something like that. It was very Halloween code, but I don't think it was Halloween. This is going in A tier, and that is just pure bias because I love spooky stuff and I love pumpkin and Halloween, so it's going in A tier. Sorry, end of discussion. Okay, next we have, oh, I love this one. I love this one. This is her capoeira outfit. Yeah, capoeira head from season 1, episode 11. I wrote down the little details on the back just in case. But yeah, the capoeira head is so good. I love it. I love the little like translucent ribbons going in the back and like the weird cyber tribal tattoo designs kinda. It's so Y2K. Like, God, in general with this show they were cooking with the designs, but I love this one. I think it has to go in S tier. It has to go in S tier. Next up we have, so these three actually haven't appeared in the show, and technically I guess at least one of them isn't by order of appearance. It would be like dead last, but they're all designs from the Fireball season 1 model, right? June of 14, so it's here. First up we have Drossel Winter, or like I think Tourism Edition. It's just her skiing. It's really cute. I think this is like an original design for a figure, which I want. Oh my god, the figures. I'll be talking about the figures more later, but holy shit. But yeah, this is like it was never shown in the show. I think it was gonna be in the show. It was in one of the DVDs. I think of season 1 DVDs, there's like extra content. There were just like images of this, so maybe it was cut content, but like, yeah, it's pretty cute. Not a bit clunky for me, because like I like the idea of what they're going for with like the Russian hat and the scarf, but I think it ends up looking like a bit too clunky. So sadly I'm putting it in C tier. This is the first C tier, and I would say from like the Juno 14 model, this is the worst design. So I'm not super torn up about it not being in the actual show. Next up we have Kimono Drossel, and I think this is, it's from a wallpaper. I think that's the only usage of this design. It's for like a 2009, I think, just desktop wallpaper, but it's very cute. It's giving like, you know, Japanese festival kimono thing. I like it. I like the colors and like the materials. It's very well done, but also, you know, nothing to write home about. So B tier. Next we have, this is kind of like aura farming Drossel. This is from the audio drama that came out for the 10th anniversary of Fireball, and it's kind of like a fusion and everything. You know, it's like time travel, but it's like season 1 Drossel, time traveling and meeting up with the Geboide. So it's kind of in between all of this, but this is Juno 14 Drossel, and it's just her normal design, but with like a cool ass aura farming cloak. So I feel like that's S tier. I'm gonna put it right next to her normal design because it's kind of like a sub design, right? Like a subversion. And yeah, that's all of season 1 Drossel designs. Okay, now on to season 2, Charming. Obviously first we're doing her default model. It's interesting. If we're going off, hold on, there, okay. If we're going off just like an image, right? Just like a PNG of season 2 model and season 1 model, I would say season 1 is better. But the way they used this model and the way they animated it is so good. Like, I love the running gag of her weird head spike, like emoting, right? When she's like embarrassed or does something cringe, it just like meow, goes down. So it's like, it's really good. It's the animation is what brings it to S tier, I'd say. So yeah, sue me all you want, but fuck you. Next up is a very similar situation to the cape. It's literally, fuck, god damn it. Hold on. Oh my god, this is way more difficult than I expected it to be. But I don't know what I expected. So, yeah, this is just her normal design, but with a cool ass cloak. I would say this cloak is even cooler than this one because it has lore. This is her father's cloak that was fashionable 20 millennia ago. It was the latest model 20 millennia ago. That's the lore, but it's really cool. It's really cool. It's like a really cool red, and she got the assignment. She was aura farming like crazy with that thing. So yeah, also S tier. I feel like this is gonna be a very top heavy tier list. I love her. Like, genuinely, I don't know what's coming out over me. I am obsessed. Anyways, next up, this is kind of like this is a meme entry. It's from the same episode as the cape one. At the very end, she just pulls out. She just has like weird eye drawings on her hands, and she like puts them as her eyes, and it's very. Is it like a reference to Pan's Labyrinth? It was very low random, like most of the show, but very funny. It's not gonna be S tier. I should have put a joke tier, but yeah, let's do C tier. I'm not saying it's bad, but also I can't really take it seriously, right? Seriously. That's a C tier joke. Anyways, next up, this is a really cool one. It's like her astronomy fit from season 2, episode 4. She has this like mask. She has this mask and future seeing staff, and the mask by itself is cool, but then it like extends these Y2K spikes and it gets even cooler, and it's a solid A tier design. This looks like her like battle ready fit. Okay, next up, God, talking about battle ready, bike. The image that I picked is just her in the middle of like, driving, but she also wears this VR set. But like, I don't know, I feel like it would be S tier if it was a true bike, if it was like a motor bicycle, but it's like a motor unicycle, so it's B tier. It's a bit too compact to be like truly sick. Oh, this is such a cute design. It's her, I guess, B-Day outfit, birthday drip. It's her with like this really cool short hair, helmet, I guess, and glasses. The glasses are great, but like, God, again, the swirls and the fancy detailing on the helmet is so good, and the short hair looks great. It's S tier, absolutely dripped out, dude. Driptastic, great, just so good. That episode was also very weird. I had to like rewatch it 3 times to like realize what are you talking about. I did that a lot for Fireball. Okay, next up is again kind of like a sub version. This is near the end of Fireball Charming. It's her bike archer trip. She starts playing this game where she has to, while driving her bike, she has to shoot a target, and you could say she's just carrying a bow. That's not an outfit, but she has like arrow holsters on her thigh, like it's part of her outfit, and it just looks very, very cool. It's very Breath of the Wild coded, so it's B tier, but I would say it's above default bike, right? It's kind of like bike plus. So yeah, and then the very last outfit of Fireball Charming. Holy fuck, bro, this is so good. I love it so much. It's her baseball like pitcher outfit, and it's so good. Like, again, it has the little swirl designs on her like helmet. She has like a pitcher helmet, and it's full of like translucent blue Y2K details. Her like throwing arm has like this cool, there's so many amazing details, like the chest plate, the like semi-translucent chest plate, the throwing attachment. She even has like, her other arm isn't just a normal arm, it has like a shin guard and like a glove attached. It's one of the greatest like robo designs I've ever seen. It's S tier, and it's, spoiler alert, this is the best design in the show. It's top of the S tier, and that's why it gets the Mario golden coin magnet. Okay, this is to indicate true greatness. It's so fucking good, bro. I love it. I fucking love it. I'm crazy about it. Okay, that's charming. Now on to humorous, and like this is the bottom half. Her default humorous design, it's cute. I like it, but like I love these, right? I do like her massive eyes, and her hair is really cool. The fact that it's like anti-gravity, and like it's an interesting thing. The golden band on her thigh is also very cool, but in general, like I think that it wasn't intentional. It's like it's more of a kid design because she's supposed to be younger. I think that's pretty certain that she's like a young Drossel, so like the design reflects that. It's kind of like Muppet Babies, right? Where like I don't think there's a single Muppet Baby design that's better than just default Muppet design. But it's really, really good, but I just don't think it reaches the heights of the other ones, so it's going to be B tier for sure. Okay, next up. These next two are goated for sure. This is Ghost Drossel when she's trying to scare. Fuck, I forgot his name just now. Geshatnis? Geshentis? Hold on, I have it written down here. Gedactis. She's trying to scare Gedactis, so she pretends to be a ghost. And it's cute, but also the voice and the movement she does is even cuter. So A tier for sure. Yes, I'm biased, okay? I like spooky things. I said it before. Underneath the ghost sheet, she just has like a fucking hyper realistic screaming man face, just like a drawing slapped on top of her face, and the scream that happens when she uncovers that is really funny. That's like, I would say, one of the top 5 moments of the entire series. It's just like, it's just so funny and so stupid. So this is also A tier. I would say it's better than the ghost, but it's not S tier. Come on, let's be, Jesus, oh my god, magnet. There we go. Let's be professionals here, okay? I like it, but come on, that's too redonkulous. The final variant design is very, very cool. It's the karaoke helmet, and she just becomes a speaker for Gedactis, and like the design by itself is awesome. Like I love the speaker ears, and again the swirls and the cyber Y2K designs, but then when it plays, she like, shakes in rhythm, and also like there's like RGB lights that go across the speaker, so it's really, really good. I'm considering putting it in S tier because I do feel bad that there's not a single one in S tier, but like no, I can't. It really doesn't reach any of the greatness, but like it's so close. It's so close to being S tier, but it just, if it was like a full body design, like a completely different, if it wasn't just a helmet attachment, I think it would be S tier. Okay, now on to Gebäude. I keep forgetting. This is not a good sign. I keep forgetting which one of these is default and which one of these is like an alternate version. There's only two designs, the default one and the different helmet one. Humorous had like, how many? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 designs, and it's a 3-episode show. Geboide is 10 episodes and it has only 2 designs. That's kind of an L. A really fun part of Fireball for me was seeing all the different outfits, as you can tell. And I think they kind of missed out on that in Geboide. This is the default one. Okay, let's just do the default one. When I was assembling this board, I generally mixed up which one is the default one and which one is the alt one. It's kind of... that's a bad sign, right? No surprise, it's going in D tier, okay? It's not Drossel, obviously. It's literally not Drossel, but like it's supposed to be Geboide's idea of Drossel, and even that, it doesn't achieve that. I do like her little rabbit ear flaps. They do animate and like make her emote a lot through that, but like, other than that, bleh, you know, sorry. D tier. And then this one, this is the alternate one where she just randomly puts on a helmet. I was gonna say it's better than the default one, but like you have to have a blue eye. The fact that it has only one blue eye also sucks. You should have 2. When I got to this episode, this is episode 6 of Geboide. Generally, as I was looking at it, because like the entire episode she has the helmet, there's not a single scene where she just has her normal outfit, and the whole time I was thinking like, I know this is a new outfit, but I can't remember her default one. Like, generally, I can't picture it. I can't envision it. And that's 6 episodes in. Like, it's so unmemorable. So, like, it's not F tier, obviously. That's why there isn't an F tier. But it's bottom D. It's a very, very low D. Yeah, it is very top heavy. But I'm a fan, okay? I'm a huge fan of Fireball now. And... I love these designs. They're so like the fucking baseball one. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, it's so good. They cooked. They were in the kitchen and woof. But putting all of these outfits in order of appearance and just like, you know, thinking about order, lines, fits, order, line. What is the timeline? What is the order of events of Fireball? Is it possible to make a somewhat concise timeline of events of Fireball? Not really, no. I tried my best. This is my timeline of events. This is the timeline of Fireball as I understand it, and honestly, this turned out to be better than I expected. I'm just gonna go, you know, in the order of events, but a couple notes before I begin. First of all, very obviously, this is a front-loaded timeline. This is the year 746. That's the first event I could find. First year that something happened that I could find, and the last year is 48,794, and in the middle is the year 40,000. The entirety of the things that we see are between the year 39,298 and 48,794. So, you know, this isn't like a one-to-one line. It's very relative, but yeah. And also another note is I have taken like a throwaway line that mostly Gedachnis says very literally. Let's take the first event as a perfect example. Year 746, the last known appearance of a monkey. At some point in the first season, he says, oh wow, the last monkey hasn't been seen in 40 millennia and 800 years ago. So from that year that episode was happening, I just subtracted the specific amount of years that he said. I don't think he would round up or round down. I think he's very specific, so I actually stand by these numbers. That's all you need to know before we just jump into it. So, you know, let's. So yeah, the first known event, year 746, last appearance of a monkey. And this made me realize, I thought the first 2,000 years, or the first 2,007 years since the show came out, are the same as real life, right? And then like, just because it's so hyper far in the future, it gets crazy. So, you know, I thought it would follow the same, you know, real life events. But no, I saw a monkey on TikTok yesterday, so this is not real. Who knew that Fireball isn't real? That's crazy development. Anyways, year 8218, robots ponder on the appearance of humans. This is something we discover in Fireball Charming. Again, Gedachny just said that as a throwaway line. The Fireball human puppet is supposed to be a human based on 40 millennia and 80 years ago robotic ponderance of humans. So yeah, in the year 8218 is the last time robots even like try to figure out what humans look like. So there's been like a lot of no contact between the robots and humans. Okay, next is the year 27,866, and that's when Gedachnis enters into the Flugel service. 1,000 years of nothing. Year 28,266 is Father's Cloak is the latest model. the cloak that Drossel has in Fireball Charming. She was 20 millennia too late to the trend of the cool red cloak. Nothing happens for 10,000 years, nothing that we know of. The year 38,410 is that's when the robots found remnants of a human vehicle. And that was the whole like charming thing that was like a prophecy at the end of Fireball Charming that just turns out to be nothing. And then the year 39,298, that's when season 4, Fireball Gebaude is happening. That's when the season starts. And then each episode is 16 years later, but it's not really. Because in the end, it turns out that Gebaude just made it all up and was just fantasizing about like, wouldn't that be so jolly instead of having to kill humans or something? I don't know. No, it's very interesting because he was the actual events of Gebaude are Gebaude just thinking, like daydreaming, right, about the events while in a war zone. But the last known pondering of appearance happened 31,000 years ago. So was it just like proxy wars? Proxy battles fought by proxy soldiers? Metal Gear Solid 4 style? Probably humans just like send out drones and shit. But yeah, even though each episode is supposed to be like 16 years apart, that's not really the case, because it was all a dream. It's all happening like probably in like a minute or something, right? While he was taking a smoke break. Anyways, the year 40,000, nothing happened on the specific year. We just know that the events of season 3, Fireball Humors, are between the year 40,000 and the year 48,234. So this is like a lot of steps how we got here. So the year 48,234, that's easy. That's because that's the episode 1 of season 2, Fireball Charming. That's where it starts. And the problem is season 3 is the only season that doesn't have timestamps. Every other season, at the beginning of every episode, it tells you this is the year. So like it's very easy to track specific episodes, but Fireball Humors doesn't have that. But in episode 3, Drossel is looking for a party outfit, and Gedachnis gives her like, oh, here's like a pile of party relevant outfits. And one of those like accessories was like, you know, a New Year's Eve novelty glasses that said 40,000. So we know that the year 40,000 has passed. So at some point between the year 40,000 and 48,234 is when Humorous is happening. And also the audio drama, just because the audio drama is about humorous version Drossel. We also know that at some point in between the year 40,000 and 48,234, Drossel's father dies, because in Fireball Humorous he's alive. At the very end he's there, so we know he's alive, but then at some point in the 40,000s he dies. But the only event in this gap, I think, actually gives us a hint as to when he died. The year 43,266, that's when all transportation to the outside has been suspended, like from the manor. Gedachnis reveals that in season 2, at some point he says like all transportation has been suspended since 5 millennia ago. And that lands us in the middle of the humorous timeline. And I'm thinking, this is like fully my theory, but I feel like it's very sound. Drossel's father died, and that's what triggered the lockdown. Humans have kind of just been kind of unsuccessful at the war up until this point. This was a huge win for them, and then the man was like, oh shit, we got locked down. And that's my main theory, that father died in the year 43,266, okay? Hi, Editor Strange here. Sorry I had to pause the timeline, but as I was editing this, I realized because of the father death event, we can actually tighten up the timeline even more. Because through the entire events of Humorous, he's alive. So the death of Drossel's father marks the end of Humorous, right? So now I present to you the revised timeline of events. This is just like a macro look at at Humorous and Charming, right? So yeah, so now start and end of Humorous is, the start is at 40,000 and then the end is at 43,266 when her father dies. And then there's just a gap of nothing. And then that's when season 2 starts, right? So I just wanted to give you a little update on the timeline. So like, this is now truly a foolproof timeline. Anyways, sorry for this, and back to the normal timeline. Anyways, okay, the year 48,234, that's when season 2 starts. And then in the year 48,410, mankind takes control of robot international borders. We don't see really like a big payoff from that, but we just know that, you know, shit is getting serious. Humans are approaching. They're getting better at this war thing. And then the year 48,426 is when season 2 ends, because the world begins to contract. Whatever the fuck that means. That's what Gedachnis tells Drossel. She goes into this robot cocoon and just rests. And he's like, as long as you're here, the world will continue to exist, memories, blah blah. It's very mindfucky, but it took me like a couple times to rewatch it and to even like try to figure out what is happening. But I think I deciphered it, and I think I have an idea on what that means. So Gedachnis told Drossel that the world is beginning to contract, and I think that was his way of saying that humans are attacking the manor. Like for the first time ever, they've gotten this close, and he's going in like full lockdown. He's putting her in this cocoon, and she's in this cocoon, I'm pretty sure, until the beginning of season 1, right? Like this whole gap, she's just in the cocoon, and I think that cocoon is both like a defense measure for Drossel, and I won't be surprised if like she uses her processing power to just help the robots fight back. Because I think that's what Daphne said, but like, as long as you dream and your memories, the world will exist, blah 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 blah. I think she's just like powering the fight against the humans, and she's not even aware of it, right? It's just kind of like a thing that she can do. The time between 48,426 and 48,650 is just like trying to push back the humans. And then they finally do manage to push them back a bit, just enough for Gedachnis to be like, oh, okay, it's safe enough, you can like disengage, Drossel can live her life again. But she lost some of her memory, she doesn't remember any of that, and that's kind of like an explanation as to why doesn't season 1 talk about season 2, even though it's before, but that's just, right, prequel shenanigans. The year 48,650 is when season 1 starts. Nothing notable aside from that. Then the year 48,714, that's when humans are again fucking their shit up. Humans attack and approach manor. That's it. Nothing really comes of it other than, you know, just they're getting closer. Watch out. The year 48,762. The Great Maid firing. Gedachnis has fired 4,274 out of 7,965 maids that are employed at the manor. The economy. Am I right? Shit's fucked. That's a real recession indicator right there. And then the final event, the year 48,794. Operation Fireball. So this is just the final episode of the first season. It's kind of like an open-ended ending, but I think it's like, you know, both Drossel and Gedachnis just like admitting, okay, we've gone long enough, we've done this dance enough times, it's time to just face the music and just like try to resolve this. Those are the events of Fireball, that's it. Genuinely, I'm pretty proud of this. I think I hit the nail on the head. I challenge anyone, I challenge any fan and otherwise into the comments to try to disprove this timeline, because I am really proud of it. I am. Okay, I did good. I did good. That's the simple plot of Fireball for you. Thank you for listening. And that's more or less everything I have to say about Fireball. Wow. Like, genuinely, wow. For the life of me, I can't remember how I actually came across this. I just randomly saw it and immediately wrote it down as like a potential YouTube video topic. And really, this show and this experience made me really appreciate that I'm making YouTube videos. First of all, the only reason why I found out about this and decided to watch it is because, like, oh, I could do a video about this, right? So I'm thankful to YouTube for like allowing me to find and research really cool niche things. But more importantly, if I were to watch this without making YouTube videos, I don't know what I'd do with myself. Like, I am not normal about this show anymore. It's a hyperfixation. Like, the only way I can explain my feelings about this show is it's a new special interest, okay? It's at that level. It's the level of a neurodivergent special interest, okay? I am very neurodivergent about this show. I don't know what it is, but I just love it. And I made the grave mistake of Googling merch and figures, especially. Like, I've been getting like really into collecting figures, and fuck, dude, there's so many good ones. It's so interesting how this anime is just niche enough that most people don't know about it, but that it has like really good figures of it. Fuck, man, I want them. I want them so bad. I'm gonna make it my life's mission to get at least 2 of them, okay? To get at least the good smile ones, the Nendoroids. Fuck, they're good. Anyways, like, I don't know what I'd do with myself if I just randomly found out about this, watched it, and then what, right? Like, how do I make this error analysis problem? Like, I just have this desire to just let it out, to yap it out. Would I just sit there with it, like, sit on this amazing gold mine of vibes and like really cool mech designs and then just go about my life? I genuinely don't know what I would do. This is kind of a tangent, and I don't know if you care about this, but it's what I kept thinking about, like, while making this. While I was researching, like, making the timeline, researching the fits, taking the screenshots for that, I'm like, man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm doing this, because I really get to engage with this show in a whole new level, right? Like, I'm making a presentation that, like, 12 people are gonna watch, but I can expel it, right? I can just like send it out into the world and like a love letter, and then move on with my life much more easily than if I were to just sit with it, let it stew, right? But yeah, this show is really good. It's not a masterpiece, right? It's not gonna change your life, but it's just a great 2 hours. Going down the rabbit hole was just such a great night for me. I spent all my research just like, I think it was a day and a half. It was awesome. I can't wait to do it again with something else. It's great. It's great. It's gonna stay with me forever. It's I don't know what it is. It's really not that special. It's not something a person would say like, it's gonna be with me until the day I die. But it's not worthy of that, but for some reason, that's how I feel. I just love her. I love her design so much, dude. It's so good. She is the GOAT. Her animations and her movements are so great, and it's just so mwah, chef's kiss. I don't even want more. That's something I've been thinking about ever since I made the Gregory Horror Show video. And I actually wish I talked about that, but my sister made like a really good point. Because I was talking about how like, oh man, fans really want new Gregory Horror Show stuff, but they keep getting ass. And then she was like, what? Why would they want more? Why can't they just let it end? Because there's like a lot of things that I'm a fan of that I'm perfectly fine not getting more content of. Like, just let it sit. You know, just let it be. You had a great run. Even if you didn't have a great run, it's been a journey. And you can just move on, right? That's how I feel with Gregory Horror Show, and that's how I feel with Fireball. That was the point of Geboide, right? It's okay. It's okay for a journey to just be a journey that has a beginning and an end. And I don't know how I got here. I'm loving it. this is all just like an incoherent rant at the end, but I just... Oh! So, I'm okay with there not being more Fireball things. I just want more people to know that it was a thing, right? Like, the biggest cultural impact Fireball had is people online see Drossel and think, oh, is that a version of Hatsune Miku? Oh, that's Hatsune Miku. That's robot Hatsune Miku. And like, I see the resemblance. Yeah, but like, it is, and so much more, right? I never stood a chance really with this show because Hatsune Miku is my beloved. The robot Hatsune Miku. Who am I to say no to that, right? Yeah, I researched like what the animation studio did after this and before this, and like not much really. They made like an original anime called Appleseed 13 that I might watch. Doesn't look this interesting, but just the fact that they made Fireball, I would be willing to give them a shot. They didn't really follow up Fireball with anything specific. It was just like a lightning in a bottle, right? Disney Hatsune Miku. Impeccable. Incredible. You'll probably never see the likes of something like this again, and you know, that's fine. I love Fireball. I really, really do. Check it out. Or, you know, sit with the knowledge that this exists. That's all I ask for at this point. Just know that it's a thing. Remember it. This is my mission now with my video. Become aware of Fireball. If you're a fan of Fireball who searched up Fireball on YouTube and this came up, hi, I'm a new Fireball fan. I hope I don't disappoint. And that's it. I'm done. I'm all fireballed out. I think I let it out of my system. It's your problem now. Thanks for watching. Check out my other deep dives. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, I think. It feels like that. And it's good to be back. This was really, really fun. I love this. I love you. Tube. Bye!